Welcome back to Between Us Mother-Daughter Unfiltered. I'm Tara Khaleesi.
And I'm Zeynep.
And today we're going to be talking about perimenopause, our second part to our two-part series on hormones.
All right, let's go. Last episode, we covered hormones in teens, and that was fun and funny.
Mm-hmm.
In this episode,
We talk about how in perimenopause, the hormones get wacky.
that's a good way of putting it. Well, first off, I can say that we were not educated at all about perimenopause. And I want to go over this very quickly because even women my age or older, like my mom, didn't know. Apparently, as I'm learning, I'm not a doctor or an expert in this field, but I read enough that I can explain this. Well, premenopause, P-R-E, menopause, believe it or not, starts with teens when you start getting your period. Can you believe that?
So I'm in premenopause.
Yes, you are in premenopause. So daddy lives with two menopausal women. One is pre, one is peri.
So you get in premenopause when you get your period.
Yes, when you start
Oh.
ovulating, and that's when premenopause starts. It lasts till late 30s to mid 40s. In this time period, you have predictable patterns of hormones going up and down. You have regular PMS, regular periods. Everything is in autopilot. I like calling this phase autopilot phase,
Yeah.
basically. And then you get to late 30s. Mine was close to mid 40. Shitstorm happens. And that is called perimenopause. Yes. Unfortunately, perimenopause lasts between 4 to 10 years. And it's, as I said, it starts in late 30s to mid 40s up to early 50s, right? What happens in perimenopause is your progesterone hormone, like we went over last episode, in teens, when you have your cycles, your progesterone drops first and estrogen goes up and down, and that makes your periods very unpredictable, become shorter or longer,
Heavier, lighter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And your mood, anxiety creeps in, even if you never had it all your life. Irritability, emotional swings, those are really, really bad, heavy stuff if you get it hit hard.
Even for the people around them.
That you can definitely testify, I know. And sleep gets disturbed because we were not educated on it. I had no idea what I was going through. I couldn't sleep anymore for 7+ months, right at sharp 3 a.m. As if I had an alarm on, I was up. I can't go back to sleep and I have to have my whole full day. Doesn't matter if I go to sleep at 9 or midnight. I still wake up at 3 a.m. sharp.
That's scary. That's like a horror movie.
Well, it was because I didn't know what was happening. And brain fog is the worst of all because, forgetfulness, it happens to everyone. But I remember telling your dad,
Extra.
and he's like, it happens to me too. And I said, I don't think so, because as I'm talking, I forget the words, like regular vocabulary. I don't know, like
I like
motherboard for computer, right? I can't find a word in English or in Turkish, as if it's erased from my brain. Because I didn't know these are the symptoms of perimenopause, here I am thinking, oh no, I have early dementia. I need to go see a neurologist.
This isn't talked about at all. All this is happening to you, and I'm sure you're just like, what is happening to me?
Lately, thankfully, people started talking about it. Perimenopause, doctors started talking about it. They are tuning in more how to help with these symptoms in perimenopause. But when I was going through a few years ago, I had no idea. I wasn't hearing anything about it. I have older friends who were in it. They didn't even know what it was. We always thought it was menopause. Like back in Turkey, my grandma used to have hot flashes. And my mom back then would say, oh, she's in menopause. All I knew was when you get old, from a kid's eyes, your grandma is old, you get hot flashes and you stop getting periods. People call that menopause. That's it. That's all I knew. And I wasn't getting any hot flashes. So when the doctor said you're in perimenopause, and I thought he's saying premenopause. It didn't make sense. I'm far from menopause. What are you talking about? I was too young to be my grandma.
Yeah.
And your body changes too. You get bloated, your weight shifts, you gain or you lose weight. And this phase actually lasts about 10 years, believe it or not.
Oof.
So,
That's like,
yeah, it's a long time to go through all these symptoms. And symptoms do change. You may have hot flashes first 2 years, next 8 years, you may not. Sometimes it doesn't even last 10 years. Sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 7. There's no certain time limit that we know, like, okay, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I don't, because I don't know how long mine is going to last.
bro's got shades on.
What happens after you reach that 10 years? If you don't have your period for 12 months straight, right?
Mm.
The next day, the next 24 hours, that one day
Is the menopause.
Exactly. So menopause that we grew up thinking was actually perimenopause.
Oh,
I was shocked when
that's
I
crazy.
learned this. So think about menopause as a timestamp. That's it. It's not a phase. After that one day, you go into
Post-menopause.
Exactly. And postmenopause is for the rest of your life. Estrogen during postmenopause is lower but stable.
Yeah.
So your mood stabilizes too with that. Progesterone is very, very low. But again, you don't have mood swings like you used to in perimenopause.
Yeah.
However, postmenopause, you may get lower energy and bone density loss, which is important. So during these phases, perimenopause and postmenopause, HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy, and TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, can definitely help. This wasn't talked about before and it was feared. And I'm not saying everybody should be on it, but definitely this is a conversation you should have with your doctor. Absolutely. Because it brought back me, who I was.
Learning and hearing about all of this now kind of makes me understand more. When I was in 5th grade in New Jersey, it was snowing, it was so cold, and I was already next to the window, which was already bad enough because you can just feel the cold from the window. I was freezing. I was in a blanket, sweatpants.
I remember you used to take your little blankets and I'm like, what are you doing?
My teacher, I remember, took off her cardigan when it was already freezing in the classroom.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, oh my gosh, it's kind of hot in here. And I'm over here shivering. She opens the window and it's snowing outside. It was so bad. But now that I think back on it, she was probably in perimenopause and having hot flashes and all these other things happen.
Yeah. I never had hot flashes, so I don't know, but I heard it's very bad. I have friends who said it just feels like your body is on fire. I can only imagine. And with perimenopause, and what happened to me was in 2023, I started getting my period every 5 to 7 days. I was 44 at the time, and I never had missed or had irregular period until I got pregnant with you, but then you don't get your periods. All of a sudden, I was getting my period every 5 to 7 days, basically all the time. I knew something was off. Listen to your gut. Like I always say to you, I was losing a lot of blood. Before it got to 6 months, I said, okay, I need to go see my gynecologist. And the nurse did say perimenopause. And her attitude was, well, we all go through it. I'm like, okay, is there anything I can do? She's like, you're going to go through it. That makes no sense, but okay. I was literally sent back home.
With no treatment, no nothing?
Nothing. By literally just suck it up. And well, she didn't say that in those words, but she basically did. I went back home. Now month 7 or month 8, still every 5 to 7 days, I was getting my period. A month passes. It's still going on. I called back and I requested a doctor this time instead of a nurse. I saw this gynecologist and he said, it sounds like perimenopause. Again, I'm thinking premenopause. Let me do blood test, see where your hormones are, and then we can look into options. I get a call in 2 days. He said, I see estrogen is on the lower side, but everything is within normal range. If I knew any better, I would have said, who sets this normal range? What is a normal range, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. And now we're in 2024, end of April. I know you're going to remember this.
Oh, yeah.
You-
Oh, this is bad.
Yes, your dad had to go to Europe for a week. It's just you and me. He left, I think it was a Saturday. Sunday was okay. Monday morning, I can't get up. I cannot lift my head from the pillow.
I remember you were out of it.
It was so bad. I had no idea what was going on. I couldn't open my eyes. My breathing was getting shallow. Thankfully, your dad was returning Thursday. You stayed home with me. And your dad came. I was getting a little better. I could get out of bed,
Yeah.
but I still had breathing problems. I went to our family doctor. She referred me to a lung specialist because I can't breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the lung specialist. He did ultrasound, x-rays, and he's like, I can see you're not breathing well, but your lungs are fine.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, I had seen this specialist, that specialist, had to get mammogram, a bunch of blood tests. Nobody's giving me anything but anxiety. I'm like, I can be anxious, but it's not going to get me to this level. I don't know what's going on. By the end of May 2024, I had lost 25 plus pounds in 5 weeks. I don't know if you remember, but I looked like a skeleton.
I remember it was bad. And you were pale too.
Well, yeah, it was
What's happening to my
so
mom?
bad. We are moving. Like, I have to carry boxes from upstairs to downstairs. I remember calling your dad. I can't get up. Leave alone carrying anything. I cannot carry myself.
Mm-hmm.
So we were really worried. I went back to my doctor and I said, every test is negative. I'm grateful and thankful. But what is going on? I can't breathe. I can't eat. Like, everything is so intense in my body. She ordered tests was June 3rd, 2024. I remember because we moved June 7th.
Yeah.
4 days later. So now we're in Florida. I didn't hear back from anyone. I am still very weak, but I'm getting more electrolytes now. And I started walking. I started getting healthier. I still didn't gain all the pounds, but
Yeah, like you were saying before, how the weight is shifting.
yeah. Now, the year 2025, July, I'm talking about 2 years straight.
Mm-hmm.
We found a new doctor here and she orders blood tests. Results came. She says, I need to see you. I'm like, oh no. I go. And she's like, I really don't like your hemoglobin. It's 10.6 and it's very low. She asked me which doctor I saw in New Jersey and she logged into her computer and she's like, when did you have your transfusion? I said, I didn't. She looks at me. She's like, oh, you must have gotten something through IV then. I'm like, I didn't. Here I was walking around with hemoglobin and ferritin at 7. My ferritin should have been around 90.
Oh my God. And it was at 7?
Yes. And she's like, oh, it's a miracle that you're still alive.
Oh.
So she's thinking 10.6 is low. I was at 7 all this time and nobody caught it. How did anyone not catch that? I'm saying I'm weak. I can't go up the steps. I'm fainting. I can't breathe. Here, all this bleeding, 10 plus months of periods
Taking
for
your iron out.
I was out of blood.
Oh my God.
My brain wasn't getting oxygen because blood carries oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any left.
Wow.
So if the first nurse didn't shrug it off and say,
We all go through it.
the second doctor tried to do the right thing by giving blood test, but your hormones are wacky already. He has to be testing me every couple hours to get a good read because I don't know if he tested me when my estrogen was high, but then it dips the next hour. I should have been put on HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy, but I was told about it after the fact. And then everybody kept saying, well, you'll get cancer if you use it. So that stopped me another 6 months because I was scared. Do I want this? I want to see you graduate. I want to see you in college. I want to see you get married if you choose to get married. And I want to be here. So I was scared to get the treatment.
Mhm.
But it became so bad that I was sleepless. I was going to die from not sleeping. I decided to get it. It worked for me. It is something to definitely be talked about with your doctors. Ask about it. Get information. Don't go on a website and just get it blindly. Get with a hormone therapy doctor.
Professional help.
Professional help. And it's been life-changing for me, as you know.
And for me, like, seeing you go through all this was really scary because, yeah, I was little and I didn't know what was going on, but we're connected in a way, and I just knew something was happening, and you did not look well at all. What was I, 10? I didn't know what to do. I couldn't do anything, and I'm like, what is happening to my mom? I was scared, but I was like, the doctors are going to help. And
well, I've seen so many. You don't know if it is something serious like cancer or something really bad because no one loses that much weight in perimenopause. But also no one bleeds for almost a year every 5 to 7 days. Like it's a nonstop bleeding. And if you see those levels, I would assume you would call.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very unfortunate. And that's my perimenopause story. And that's why I got kind of obsessed with educating you and others about hormones.
So you think periods is bad? You haven't even
started yet. But it doesn't have to be. That's the thing. Like perimenopause doesn't have to be this painful. For you, it's not going to be. I know.
I'll know what to do.
Exactly. When you reach late 30s and early 40s, you're going to
be ready.
Yes. Look for the signs. Is my sleep disturbed? Am I more anxious? And you're not going to let anyone say, we all go through it because you don't have to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good points.
Yeah. So that's perimenopause. And once again, to get the male perspective, we have Tom Mershesky back on our podcast. Welcome back.
Thank you. Happy to be back.
You're getting used to this, huh?
Yeah, because I think I'm pretty much a professional at this point of dealing with different levels of hormones in women at differing ages.
Yes. So I told my side of it and how crazy it's been these past few years for me. And for you, it must be even more crazy to watch me go through it.
Yes, I think being on this end of it, watching you go through these different things, because it wasn't just you're irritable right before your period. This introduced a lot of physical things like waking up all the time. There aren't different phases here. This is consistent. This stuff doesn't come about like 10 days out of every month.
Yeah.
It's every day. And for me, watching you go through these different things and not knowing, obviously I'm really worried and concerned about your health because you're losing weight, you're not eating, or
yeah, that was
you had
crazy.
an increase. Like you've always been a very bold woman, right? And this was for the first time where I start to see you with having panic attacks or being overly anxious.
Well, we didn't know. Like, I couldn't breathe. And you're right. The panic attacks were crazy. I can't breathe. And then I get more anxious. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't breathe now. I'm going to die. I'm dying.
Yeah. And from the male point of view, I think what's key is obviously being aware of what perimenopause is and the symptoms and everything that happens along with it so that you're prepared.
Yeah.
What's crazy is I never even heard the word perimenopause, and I'm in the life science field.
Yeah.
Never heard of it until you brought it up. And then over the last year, I'd say, I've seen so much more come out about it. There's an awareness campaign out there to help women to understand what's actually happening, that their body's not falling apart or they're not going crazy. And I think it's more important for the spouse or the partner to be able to say, and recognize, hey, this is what's happening here.
And it's real. There are a lot of men still don't believe that this is real. I'm talking about smart, educated, intelligent men still debating this.
Well, the reason is they're seeing this behavior, because it is behavior to a certain extent, happen consistently every day. And it's like, this is who she is now.
Yeah, but
she's
there's a reason
irritable, but they don't know that. All they know is, oh my gosh, she's constantly complaining about this or that. And I think one of the other things is sometimes there's a little, I don't want to say rage, but...
Oh, no, you can't say rage.
Okay, there's rage there. And for men, when things happen, it's like, oh my God, like I said one thing. Let's take a step back and really unfold what I just said. I just said, hey, do you mind maybe putting this away next time or shutting the door? And that will start World War III. Because you're going to bring up everything that I haven't done in the last 20 years.
But seriously, I'm not a violent person. For the first time, and I was sharing that with you because I was like, I don't know what's happening to me. I physically want to hurt people. And that was the weirdest thing because I never have in my life. You thought I was kidding. And so I'm like, Tom, I am not joking. You don't understand the rage comes over you. You don't see anything. Thankfully, I don't have that anymore.
No, but I mean, again, taking a step back to a lot of men out there, they don't know that all these different things are happening. They just see the outcome. The outcome is you yelling or screaming and all of this other stuff. And I can see why there's a high divorce rate. Again, it's not just 10 days out of the month. It's every day. And every day is a new thing. And I never knew who I'm waking up to the next morning. Right? Hey, let's cross our fingers and hope that this is a better day. Maybe she got 4 hours of sleep instead of 2. And maybe she's not raging today. Yeah. And maybe, so.
Yes. Well, I really appreciate you bringing in the male perspective because it's hard for us to even think about you in this phase of our life because we're going through it every day and every minute is different for us. And most people don't know what the hell this is. I didn't know what perimenopause was. My mom didn't know. I had to teach her, hey, those times you were raging and stuff? That was actually perimenopause. Menopause is only for one day. It's a timestamp, 24 hours. It's the day after 12 months of no period. We're learning as we go. And Tara's generation, they are actually learning now in their pre-menopause, which is the healthiest years of their life. So they know what's to come. And from male perspective, I appreciate you saying all that because we don't have the patience to think about, oh, how could this affect my husband right now?
Yeah. So that's why I think awareness is so important here.
Exactly.
And again, it's every day or every other day. It's not like it's changing. Because awareness helps us to understand, okay, how do we help you through this?
Yes.
When you get panic attacks, I'm going to grab your hands, look in your eyes and say, breathe as I do, right? To work you through that.
Yes.
When you do have these times when you rage, I'm going to step back, let you rage. And you always come back to, okay, I know that was,
my hormones.
My hormones. I apologize.
Yeah.
So we work together along through it.
Yeah.
Versus you're so mad at me for sneezing and
breathing.
And I'm not like, hey, I don't want to be around this.
Yes. And that's why it's actually a fact that the divorce rate goes high up during perimenopause years because of the non-communication that goes on between husband and wife because your estrogen, which is the caring hormone that we have, it just dips. Somehow we turn into, I don't care anymore. As I started hormone replacement therapy, my estrogen is coming back to not normal, but still a lot higher than what I started at. When I feel that way, like, I don't care. I just learn to stop myself and say, okay, your estrogen dipped. You do care. You do love this man. He's the love of your life.
Yeah, I can see for people who have a relationship that's struggling to begin with, they're almost doomed.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, no doubt. But the one thing I will say, though, there is help. Like you've done the hormone replacement therapy. Mm-hmm. And
still
by
doing it.
looking at your levels and the different things and monitoring it,
Yeah.
it's really
helping.
I
Yeah.
enjoy being with you.
Again.
Again. And I don't
Yeah.
worry about these different things anymore because I know it's in check. Hey, you still spike and do this and that. And
Yes. But it's a lot less.
oh my gosh, because you know what's happening. And I think that was the biggest thing too. If you know what's happening, like, hey, here are the key reasons. These are all the symptoms of this.
Yes.
Because you're not going, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
like what's wrong with me? I mean, I keep going back, as we talked about before, awareness and communication. So communicate when things are happening. Even though it may be very apparent, it may not be apparent to the other person.
100%. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it. I know that our male listeners definitely do.
Nah, great being here.
Thank you. And now I want to turn to our daughter, Tara Khaleesi. I know you have years to get your perimenopause, but if you were to take one thing from this episode, what would it be?
Honestly, it would just be that it's real. You don't know how many years it will take, and it's not something you can just push through. And also, if you feel like there's something off with your body, listen to it, because that's exactly what you did. I don't know where we would be right now, but I know it probably wouldn't be in a good place if you didn't.
Exactly. And once you understand what's happening inside your body, you start to notice something else. It affects how you act, right? That's why some days you feel confident, other days you question everything, and why you suddenly care more about what people think and feel the need to fit in. Which brings me to
our next episode, conformity and dopamine.
Yes, that's what we'll be talking about next. And until then,
stay unfiltered.